Hi, welcome to Projecting on View podcast brought to you by Tulumide. Hope you're having a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Today we will be talking about habits. Everyone at some point in their life has, had to deal with a different type of habit. They've probably dealt with it in the past or even dealing with some at the moment, or maybe there might be some that they might come across in the nearest future. But today we'll be dealing with bad habits. We have two different types of habits. When we have the good ones, we will have the bad ones. But today we'll be talking about the bad habits that we all have. And sometimes we don't even know these are habits because it's become part of us. So it's so difficult to actually break away from them. Habit is a process where a behavior becomes regular and it becomes repetitive, and over time it becomes automatic or it becomes habitual. When something is habitual, it lives in you, habitual residence or whatever, it resides in you. Initially, habit is triggered by wanting to achieve a goal, and over time that goal becomes less important and habits now then becomes more automatic. Most bad habits are caused by boredom and stress, and every time we get stressed we tend to go back to the habits that we now have, and it becomes a part of us. It starts to live in us. It starts to eat and drink and dine and wine with us every single day. Without wasting much time, let's go into the types of habits that we have. Like I said, we have so many of them. We're just going to be talking about a few of the habits that we have. The first one is comparison. Comparison is when you're always thinking the next person has something better than you have. And over time, when you start to think they have a better thing than you, every single time you have a chance of being with them or being around them, you take what they have and you compare with yours. It becomes a habit. We just keep comparing. A lot of us compare our shoes, even the food we eat. The water we drink, fam, is water. Why do we need to compare? When people compare with things, you compare this with that. Sometimes we'll compare with our friends. Sometimes we'll compare with our families. Sometimes we'll compare with our colleagues at work. And it becomes something, and it's something that is bad. A lot of us don't even know we compare. Your friend drives a nice car. You're comparing your car with your friend's car. Your friend wears a clothes and it looks nice on them. You're thinking, oh, why does it look nice on him and it doesn't look nice on me? So you keep comparing, and comparison is a very bad thing. When we look at it, it's a habit, because sometimes it leads to jealousy, sometimes it leads to envy. The second one is procrastination. Procrastination, they say, is a thief of time. Every single time you have so many things to do, you just get it done. Wow, I'm guilty of this. Sometimes we have so many things written down and you're like, yeah, I'll do this. Wake up on the morning. I feel like when you have that Monday morning motivation to say, yes, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this. But 12 o'clock now, you're thinking, I haven't even done one thing. That's because you procrastinated it. I'll do it later. When you put later into anything, that is procrastination. Whatever you need to get it done as soon as possible. That is a very bad habit that we don't even know sometimes that we do, because we keep doing it. It's repetitive. And the third one is swearing. Some people swear. When people swear a lot, it becomes a habit, because now it's a part and parcel of you. Every time, you can't say a word without putting a swear word in it. It's like you're mixing, just mix. When you're mixing as a DJ, as a producer, and then you're just mixing songs and mixing beats and all that. And then that's what swearing is like. When people swear, they don't even know they are. Before a word comes out of their mouth, it starts with a swear word. The last sentence that comes out of their mouth ends with a swear word. It even comes to a point where every conversation revolves around the swear. It revolves around the swear. It's now like a big thing to other people. It is a big thing, but to them it's just nothing. This is how I talk. Swearing is my lingo. Do you know what I mean? And that is a very bad habit. The next one is eating with your mouth full. That irritates me. I'm not going to lie. When people eat with their mouth full, and they want to talk to you at the same time. That's very, very, very I don't know how to say it. Like when people have food in their mouth and at the same time they're trying to have a conversation. I know it's good to be able to multitask, but that, mate, listen, this is not multitasking. You're just not. This is a very bad thing. And you know the thing is, it's when these people have food in their mouth. That is when they want to give you the best gist ever. But mate, you need to calm down, close your mouth, chew your food, drink some water, and then you can talk. But when you have food in your mouth and then you just want to talk at the same time, like, nah, that is a bad habit. Maybe you need to check your group chat and see why your friends don't invite you to motives anymore. Because now, every time you go to motives, you're always eating with your mouth full and wanting to talk. Like, it doesn't, maybe your friends just find it embarrassing to them that you're like embarrassing them. And these are the same set of people that you can hear when they're eating. When they're food in their mouth, number one, they munch food loud. You can hear it and it starts to pound in your brain like, come on now, mate. Maybe that's what, like I said, check your group chat. If you have friends that have gone on motives and parties without you and you're in that group chat, you need to sit back and see why your friends don't invite you to motives anymore. Because it's probably because of the way you eat your food. It's probably because of the way you munch food. It's probably because of the way you have food in your mouth and want to have conversations at the same time. That is a bad habit. And the next one is obsessive checking of phones. A lot of us do this. People now concentrate on their mobile devices than ever. People check their phones when walking, when eating, even in their sleep. You wake up in the middle of the night, you check your phone. That's not even just for the time. You're checking social media or whatever. You're just on your phone. People in churches on the phone. Even at work, you take a break, a toilet break, on the phone. Like literally our day now revolves around being on our phone 24/7. The last thing you do before going to bed is checking your phone, and the first thing you do in the morning is checking your phone. It's a bad habit. A lot of us might not even know this because now it's become a part of us. It now lives in us. This is a very bad habit that we need to learn, or we need to find a way of breaking away from. Another bad habit is eating late nights. I do that too. I'm guilty of that. A lot of people, you wake up midnight, 12 a.m. in the morning, and then the first thing you do is check the fridge, the freezer. Fam, let that fridge and freezer sleep too. You're sleeping, right? Cool. Let the fridge sleep too. Because every time you wake up in the middle of the night, you check the fridge and you're like, okay, what is that? There's nothing there. There's nothing in that fridge. All there is for you to go back to bed and sleep. But a lot of us just, we just want to munch on something midnight, or because we're going to bed late at night, we always want to get something to eat in the fridge or want to munch on something. And that is a bad habit we need to try and break away from, or we need to learn how to break away from. And the next one are the people that always put their hands in their pants. People that always put their hands in their trousers. That is horrible. I'm sorry, but why do you think your friends don't want to shake your hands no more now? And I feel like with this COVID now, people, the new norm of, greeting your friend is just to elbow them and all that. Maybe that's why your friends have been elbowing you way before COVID. So it's a very bad habit too, because going in public, going to, meet people and everything like that, and you have your hands in your pants, it doesn't speak well of you. This starts casually and over time, and it takes some part of our life. Another one are the people that pick their nose. It starts from you picking your nose in your closet where no one sees you, but you will now forget that you're no more in your closet. You're in public and then you decide to pick your nose, and people are like, oh, that's disgusting. But they even ask, did he even wash his hands? They're like, did my man wash his hands after he picked his nose and stuff? And people like that, they don't do it just once. They do it like time and time and time, and they want to shake your hand. Like, bro, no. Having said all of this, how then do we break away from bad habits? Number one is to identify the behavior you want to change. So whatever habit that you think, whatever habit that you have and you decide to want to break away from, the first thing you want to do is to identify that behavior. This is a bad habit that I want to break away from. Once you identify that, you kind of like put like a benchmark to say, do you know what, every time I do this again, I'll pay a fine for it. So in that way, you're more cautious to say, I'm not going to get myself in that habit. And the third one is to understand what triggers your bad habit. Sometimes, like I said, it could be stress, it could be boredom, but you need to understand, why do I keep doing this? It could even be anger. You know, a lot of people swear out of anger and all of that. So you need to understand what triggers your actions, what triggers you to doing these things. And another way to get rid of that is to go slowly and make changes. You know, just take a step back, sit back and try to understand how you can slowly start to make changes. Maybe you swear like 50 times a day. Try to make it 49. At least that is a minor change. That is a gradual change. And over time you bring it to 45, and over time you bring it to 30, and over time you bring it to 10, and over time you bring it, and sooner or later it becomes 5. And then after all, you just see that you stop swearing. Or if you pick your nose or you chew every time, if you pick your nose in public like 50 times, like I said, in a day, just kind of like bring it to like 49, 48, 47, and before you know it, you'll stop doing it. Just slowly find a way of making changes to the habits. And another way is to find a better reason to quit the bad habits. Find a better reason. It's not just like, yeah, I'm stressed, but just find a better reason to say you want to quit these habits. And you know, maybe your friends have stopped inviting you to motis and parties and stuff, and you're just by yourself now. You need to understand, okay, maybe if Dave or Daniel wants to invite me out next time with the boys and the random, then I need to stop chewing out loud. I need to stop eating with my mouth full. And the last but not the least is to change your environment. Try and change your environment. Once you change your environment, it brings a new atmosphere, and it brings a new, you know, when you surround yourself with new people, it kind of like changes your mindset as well. Let us know what you think about bad habits. What are some of the bad habits that you probably have had to deal with in the past, or the ones that you're dealing with at the moment? Or how are you even dealing with it? What are the processes that you're taking? What decisions or what actions are you taking to get into or to break away from these habits? Follow us on all our social media platforms, Projecting on View Podcasts, on Instagram, on YouTube, on SoundCloud, and until next time, have a good one.